she slammed brakes on purpose.
Did she?
So I headbutted that.
Absolutely. I was just reading today that Deliveroo have started testing the use of drones for delivery. I think it's in Dublin or something like that. So that's an option now for people, is to have their stuff delivered by drones. Hey people, it's Friday night. We're in Sheffield in the UK, delivering on Uber Eats and Deliveroo. Oh, it's a warm one. It's kind of overcast and muggy. Just got my first order from a pizza place just round the corner. It's like a £5 order, I think, going about 3 miles. I'll just quickly pick this up and then we can have a chat. Hi there, it's got 5808. Cheers. Alright, let's get off to this first one. Alright, so yeah, Friday evening, always busy. Thought it might be a good time or good way to have a look at the way that you can select orders or decide which orders to take and which ones not to. As an example, this one is, it's about a £5.30, 40 order, I think, and it was going about 2.8 miles. And that's a pretty good order, because that, as a general overall rule, particularly on a busy night like a Friday night, I would aim for £2 for every mile, roughly. Great if it's over. If it's a bit under, probably not the end of the world. What you don't want to do is dip down under sort of £1.5 for a mile. I think you should try to avoid going on to a sort of a 1 mile for £1 standard, because, well, one thing, you're going to earn bugger all money if you do that. Secondly, from a sort of a wider community perspective, it's going to encourage the algorithm and encourage these companies to say, well, people seem willing to take these orders, so we've given more of them and we're going to have to pay them more. So the more we can feed the algorithm the information that we are not happy with those kinds of orders, the better. I appreciate not everyone's going to do that. Some people are going to take the orders. I know some people are pretty desperate for money. I know there's some people doing this illegally, renting accounts where someone's taken a bit of a top slice, so they can't really afford to just ignore every order. I get that. But for those of us who can, and may have a bit more choice over the issue, then, you know, I think it's good to do it. I think about posh houses, never any bloody numbers on the door. Hello mate, how are you? There you go, sir. Thank you. 93, thank you, have a good one. Bye. Alright, immediately got another one. 2 orders for this one. It's £8. Ideally, you wouldn't want to be going more than 4 miles for this, but let's look on the map. It's tricky. The big issue with Deliveroo is they don't tell you how many items are going to be in the bag. So you have to guess and hope that there's not too many. Alright, I'm going to accept it. But we'll see when we get there if it's too big for me to carry them all. Again, I tend to quite like supermarket orders. Supermarket orders are good, just because you're not dealing with the issue of hot food. Also, there's a kind of sneaky part of me that quite likes Waitrose orders especially. Obviously, this is somewhat stereotypical, but you assume that people ordering from Waitrose are quite rich. And so you think, oh, well, might be a better chance for a tip with them. Doesn't always work out that way, but, you know, it's worth a punt. Let's just see. Oh, it's not too bad. There's 3 items in one of the orders and 12 in the other, so I reckon I can easily do that. It depends what those items are. If it's all like big milk bottles or bottles of cola or something, I'm screwed. But
Hello, what have we got?
I've got 2, 1681 9163. Thank you. 3, yeah. Alright, let's go off to this one. I was just reading today that Deliveroo have started testing the use of drones for delivery. I think it's in Dublin or something like that. So that's an option now for people, is to have their stuff delivered by drones. Not sure if this is the beginning of the end for us. I'd like to see the drone carry this bloody Waitrose order, I tell you. Ooh, goodness me, something's going on. Something's going on. Oh, that policeman was laughing his head off, so can't have been that serious. So yeah, interesting to see how the whole drone thing develops. I mean, I still think there's going to be a need for us for a bit, at least. I don't think it's going to be able to deliver everything. I think there's a hell of a lot of infrastructure needed before drones. I mean, they're presumably they're going to have sort of special landing places on different restaurants and etc. etc. I suppose they did this job thinking, well, you know, at least AI is not going to take this job, but it's like we're this one as well. So I don't know, would you have something delivered by drones? I think I read about it in the context of a Daily Telegraph article where the woman there was, well, as you might imagine from a Daily Telegraph article, just complaining about all aspects of modern culture and life, and how the introduction of drones is just another nail in the coffin of modern culture and indicative of the laziness of everyone. But you know, that's the Daily Telegraph for you. I do, yeah, if I could. Is that for you, mate? Perfect. There you go, sir. Have you got your code?
55.
55. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Bye-bye. Yeah, I feel I'd need a lot of reassurances about drones if it was a system that's open to abuse, particularly with like drunk English people around. See one of those landing in the city centre of Sheffield and that one ain't going anywhere. You know, another factor to take into account when you're accepting or not accepting orders is, of course, distance. How far you're willing to go to deliver. You know, and that's going to depend, obviously, on the type of transport you got. If you've got a bike, you're not going to be able to go that far. But if you're in a moped or a car, you can go a bit further. I think mopeds, you know, tend to be the seat of intermediate transport, and that they can, you know, on this, when I see orders, if it's anything beyond by about 6 or 7 miles, I'm a bit reluctant. Obviously, cars can go further. Anything that's going into another town or city, I generally don't take unless I feel it's doable. Because you've always got to consider, well, where am I going? Not only the distance, but where are you heading? Are you heading to somewhere where there are no other shops? Because if you go out somewhere like into the middle of nowhere, into the sticks, then you've got to get back to civilization. So that's going to take just as much time as it took you to get there to get back, and that's going to be a lot of sort of dead time. All right, mate. Bit heavy. Cheers. Have you got your code?
Code was
1000. Cheers, mate. Have a good one. Oh, immediately got another one. No, that's a £10 order. Still think that might be worth it. £10, 2 deliveries, but they're from the same restaurant. So you can see I'm here, there's the restaurant, and there's the orders. I reckon that is going to be about 5 miles in total. Let's see. Again, let's have a look. Yep, so that's 2 miles to the restaurant, and then we'll see from there how far to the customer. But I'm going to estimate about 3 miles or so. So again, it's worth taking that one. Still, it's wonderfully brisk this evening. I was going to turn on all the services. I was going to turn on Uber Eats and Fantuan and Hungry Panda, hoping that, you know, spread it out between them and see what each of them are offering. But literally, Deliveroo have been coming through. Each time I finish one, there's another one waiting, and you know, that's ideally what you want. And if it's a good order, it's like, well, yeah, just keep on with the same service. faffing about, switching between them, turning one off, turning the other one on. It's a real pain in the butt. If you're getting good orders from them, run with it. Oh yes, back to the gills. I got 69645239. Hoping these will be nice and quick.
It's going to be around 5 minutes for the second one. Would you want to wait?
How big? How many are there for the second one?
These are four. Let me go check.
Just in
Second order. It's
2 pieces. You said 5 minutes, yeah?
yeah, 5 minutes. They're coming out right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll wait. Thank you.
Thank you for waiting.
Cheers. All right. Let's get off to this one. Yeah, so it is looking at just over 5 miles for this one. And we're getting just over a tenner, so again, it's a decent order. Definitely worth doing. Also does show Deliveroo, generally I suspect, pay better than Uber Eats. Whether that'll change when the drones come in or when when they've been taken over by that DoorDash company. I'm not sure what will change then. Oh, Jesus Christ. Welcome to Sheffield, Industrial City, eh? Alright mate, how are you? Not too bad. Second?
You're sweltering in that helmet.
It is a little bit, yeah, I tell you. Yeah. What number is it? Okay. Perfect. There we go, sir. It is, what's your number? 83. All right then, mate. There you go.
Nice one.
Cheers. Have you got your code?
53.
53. Thank you. Have a great evening, sir. Bye-bye. Oh, here we go. This is a very good one. Let me just pull over and we'll take a look at this one. This is a Uber Eats one. You can see this is one I would definitely reject. £8, 8.4 miles, 2 deliveries. Nope, that's no good. It's going really far as well. Nope, someone else took that one anyhow. All right. Good example of the kind you should reject, especially on a Friday night. Friday night shouldn't be taking orders like that. 8 miles as well. That's quite a distance. Oh, got another one here. This is a Sainsbury's supermarket. £3.80 for 2 miles, 16 minutes. Ooh, it's close to the ratio, and it's not that far. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Like I said, Uber can be a bit up and down. They'll throw a bunch of crappy orders at you, often even below the £1 for 1 mile ratio. But they do tend to throw you the odd like short orders, which are quite useful. This is where you get sort of £3 for a really short order, maybe like 1 mile or less, because they've got to pay a sort of a bare minimum, regardless of how long the distance is. So if someone, and some people do, some people who can't walk very well or whatever, they may order. Now here we're getting an add-on. This one is another 2 miles for £2. Now, is it worth it from the same place? This is the question. It's going to add another 2 miles. I'm going to say no to that one. One, I don't know how big these orders are. And I would perhaps want to get back onto, say, Deliveroo or something like that after this. So I'll not do the add-on orders. Like I said, those are the ones where they try to kind of trick you a little bit, because it seems like a good deal, but it isn't always.
Did you see she slammed brakes on purpose?
Did she?
So I headbutted that.
Absolutely. Did you deserve it?
I did.
Yeah, he did, yeah? What had you done?
All to a point.
Well, he was very, very drunk.
Hey, pal. Fancy seeing you here.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I don't like my wife. Do you want to swap?
Well, you do get him on a Friday night. Clearly good that his wife is driving him rather than him, because he seems like he has had a few. Okay, oh, look at that one. But that's going to bloody red. You can see they've got an order from Deliveroo. That's going to Rotherham, basically. You can see where I am. Just see that. You can see where I am. Picking up from Meadowhall and then going over to Rotherham. So, I mean, I can't do it anyhow, but it's a good example. Yes, that's the one. Is it? Oh, it's 3, is it? Oh, Jesus. I thought it was going to be smaller. Cheers, mate. Oh. Oh. Oh, man. That's a lot of stuff. Alrighty, righty. We're going down the famous Leppings Lane. Some may say infamous. This was the part of the Hillsborough football stadium where there was a terrible tragedy in the late 80s. 80 plus people died, Liverpool supporters, in a sort of a football stadium accident where people got crushed. And what led to football stadiums then being forced to go all-seater rather than standing at the time. Here we go, come out to the football stadium. This is the Leppings Lane end, the visitors' end. It's a great old sort of traditional football stadium, the Sheffield Wednesday one. Oh, we got another one. Look at that McDonald's one. No, that's worth it again. That's 1.7 miles, £3.50. All right, and it's basically coming back to this road, I think. McDonald's is around the corner. All right, let's drop this off and then go and do that McDonald's. McDonald's is always fun. Hello, how are you? Not too bad. Just give us a sec. It's a heavy one. There's your first one. Be careful. There's your second one. Got that. And then there's your drinks. Just give us a sec. Oh. There you go. Have you got it? Yeah. Careful. Yeah. All right. See ya. Bye. All right. Let's just pop off to McDonald's. It's literally less than a mile down this road. And then we're coming back maybe half a mile, just over half a mile back to where we just came from, or where I just dropped that one off, actually. I mean, McDonald's is always an experience from a delivery driver's perspective, especially on a Friday evening. I would imagine it's going to be pretty chocker in there. And tempers can run a bit high. See, they're adding another one on here. Ooh, do I do that one? It's 0.8 miles. 2.3. Okay, let's add it. But there's always the possibility you might have to cancel depending on how long it takes. I was happy with the one order, but one extra order for another less than a mile for £2 odd. Can't be sniffed at either. Oh, it seems quite empty here. All right, I'm going to have to take my helmet off in here because they always insist in this place. All right, let's get off to this one. Evening. Thanks. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Bye-bye. All right, mate. Is this for you? There you go. Cheers, mate. Have a good one. Oh, there's a good example of another crappy order. 12 miles for £11. 2 deliveries. Nope. And again, going to Rotherham, which is quite a long way. So, no, wouldn't take that one. All right. Oh, I just had a look. I think just over 2 hours. Maybe 2 hours 5, 2 hours 10. I think I've made about 35 quid. Let's see what else I've got coming in. Let's see if I've got anything. Oh, Co-op Ooty Bridge. Ooh, that's a long way out though. It's a long way out. Is it worth doing? Is it worth doing? That's the question, because it is quite a way. Ah, screw it. Let's do it. Alright, we're going to round it off with this sort of big order. So I reckon it's about £10 for about 4 to 5 miles max. However, it is taking us out into the middle of bloody nowhere. I've been out here before. It's deep countryside. There's a few supermarkets, small supermarkets, a few restaurants there, but you're really counting on not getting much once you're out there. So it really is. We say 4 miles, we're really looking at 8 miles because you've got to count the journey back. I'll make this my last one of the night. Nice one to finish one, a nice chunky order. I mean, it's nice and cool out here. Get a bit of kind of wind in your hair. Do some zigzaggy, twisties on the bike. For a brief moment, I can forget that I'm a middle-aged man driving a speed-limited moped. And I can pretend I'm some sort of MotoGP driver. It's 3407. Okay, thank you. Ooh, cheers. Bloody hell. This is a bit further than I thought. This is in fact another 4 miles on top of the 2 miles to the restaurant. So we do really have a bit of a hike here. We are going definitely out into the countryside. That's going to put me sort of 6 miles outside of Sheffield, so that is really quite a hike back afterwards. That kind of shows you where this kind of order is. It's okay, might be okay perhaps as the last order of the evening, but probably not something you want to do mid-shift, because then you've got that massive drive back. Oh well, just enjoy the scenery. Right then, buddy. There you go.
That's great. Thank you.
Have you got your code?
Yeah, it's 55.
55. Thank you. Have a great one. Bye. All right. Well, that brings us up to about £46, £47, I think, for the evening. That's in about 2.5 hours. Not sure what that works out at. I don't know, 18 quid an hour, something like that, I reckon. Which is not bad. Hope you found it useful to see how I make decisions about which orders to take and which to reject. I think this was a fairly good night. A lot of them were worth taking, mainly I think because it was Deliveroo offering them up. I think if I was on Uber Eats I'd be rejecting a hell of a lot more. Well, thanks for watching. Whenever you're watching this, have a good one. Get yourself a drink. I mean, if it's like 10 in the morning, don't get yourself an alcoholic drink, but, you know, a coffee, a Coke or something. If it's the evening, grab a beer, glass of wine. Treat yourself.